Well, it was very similar to this film idea I had for Willem Dafoe. If I may be permitted to just run it by you. It's not particularly detailed one. It's just a little idea I had that I think genuinely will make for an excellent film. It's called Looper 2, Looper Real.
Looper 1 being the Rian Johnson movie with Bruce Willis
and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And yes. I want to make sure I'm clear on the subtitle there. It's Looper Real.
Looper Real. In some markets we're calling it Big 2, Little Trouble in Big Little.
Okay.
So, the Looper universe it's a fairly straightforward conceit. Time travel bullshit. That's the basic. Yeah. People go back in time to perform the hits on people in the past, so they are also dead in the future when they are dead in the past.
And it's like Back to the Future a little bit, right? Where like you will just watch your hand lose fingers because someone went back in time and cut off your fingers, and it's not like you then are part of an alternate timeline where your fingers are always cut off. It's suddenly the timelines merge and you're like, I'm losing my fingers right now because somebody went back in time and cut them off 20 years ago. I'm dead.
Fuck. How could you even navigate a world like that? Especially when Bruce Willis is sent back in time to kill Joseph Gordon-Levitt, or the other way around. I think it's the other way around. It gets very confusing because they're the same person, but went back in time to kill himself. That's an ethical issue, I guess. And this is a sequel to that, where Willem Dafoe, in the future, finds out that there's going to be a hit on him. So he thinks to himself, how am I going to foil that? How am I going to foil that? The only way is to go back in time myself and replace my child self with me as an adult. Then grow up to the point where no one will put a hit on me. I won't borrow that money.
That's the only way.
Well, it's the best way, isn't it?
It's the best way.
The only problem is he now has to convince the family that he is himself as a kid.
Yeah. And he's not a young man, Willem Dafoe, in real life. I think he's in his late 60s.
But, gets on his knees, straps some shoes to him. The old trick, how to make myself look like a child routine. Shoes on the knees.
Oh, like Dorf on golf.
Baseball hat, and then just sort of wanders in and says, "Hey, I'm a kid now, Mum."
It wouldn't work.
And then Sarah Silverman, his mum, says, "Oh, I can see that you're a kid. Mine, I'll wager. Do you want some dinner?" And he goes, "Sure thing." And then he tries to sort of really blend in and sort of convince the family that he is himself as a child. So to do that, he mostly he'll walk by and they're watching TV and someone will mention Brexit, because it's, in the past from the future where Brexit has already happened and Britain is now on the moon and they don't know how it got there. They really don't, Jonathan. They're fucking stumped.
Yeah, there's a lot of... This is a stumper, all right, all around, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, they mention Brexit, and then Willem Dafoe looks at his mum and yells, "I don't know what that is. I'm just a kid." And he does that for about 30 minutes.
Oh, no, this is...
Well, Sarah Silverman rapidly loses patience, just, you know damn well what peach cobbler is.
Everything. He doesn't know what anything is, not just Brexit.
You look like you're about 60. Here's a fucking dictionary. So she gives him a dictionary. The only major problem is that Willem Dafoe had a really shit childhood and he forgot about that. So he's got to relive that as well. I won't go into detail, but it gets dark.
It's a child abuse kind of a movie with a grown-up Willem Dafoe.
No, it was just really shit, and it's not helped by the fact that Tiny Tim and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are two bounty hunters, like from Critics. Like from Critters.
I thought you meant The Critic, starring Jay Sherman, and Tiny Tim from...
Tiny Tim, not from Christmas Carol, the musician.
Oh, the high-singing ukulele man.
Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Very unsettling performer, yeah. Missed Vicky. He married Miss Vicky.
Yeah. Got all sort of green... We've mushed all green Play-Doh to his face.
He's dead. He's long dead.
And he, well, we've made him out of CGI. I've voiced him. And he goes up to Willem Dafoe's dad, played by Brendan Fraser, of course, and he's just, oh, hello, I'm Tiny Tim. Oh, I mean a bounty hunter. No, I mean Tiny Tim. Have you seen Willem Dafoe as an adult? Or, barring that, any critters? And then Brendan Fraser says, no! Okay, see you next year.
He's coming back next year.
Yeah, they figure at some point Willem Dafoe's going to slip up.
He's playing himself, Willem Dafoe. I thought he was playing a character, but this is him playing himself in this.
Yeah, now. Sure.
And that's why he's able to do this, because he's such a consummate actor, you see.
Yeah.
It's very believable, is what you're saying. Looper
Right.
2, Looper reel. I expected there to be some sort of some bloopers of this.
Well, the Chinese market expected Critters, because over there we called it The Critters Does Christmas.
And there's no critters in it, you're saying?
No, there's the bounty hunters from Critters, played by Tiny Tim and Joseph Gordon-Levitt in a non-speaking role, whose face isn't visible either. He's under the green putty as well for the whole film, like in Critters. It was, to be honest, a bit of a waste of money.
Oh, you paid him. He got his usual rate, his actor rate.
Yeah. He got £100 and a purse of groats.
And people in this market, the United States of American market, they're going to be thinking he's going to play his character from Looper again, because it's Looper 2.
Yeah.
He's not.
Well, it's 2020. Get used to disappointment, kids.
I don't know. It seems like such a deliberate miss. It seems like you knew what people wanted, and then you said, you know what, though? Maybe my way will be even better. I know what works, but what if something that doesn't works? Let's find out. I think I'm right. That's what I think the movie should be called. I Think I'm Right. By Jim Sterling. I think that'll make a lot of money.
Jonathan.
Yep.
For God's sake.